As I said, we are here in Kenya. We are doing lots of things. Currently, there is a lot of grassroots onboarding into the crypto space. Majorly, I'm involved with organizations, majorly humanitarian organizations, community-based organizations in Kenya, and through that, I've been able to interact with communities, like many of which are youth, and during these times, I get to meet many people who are interested doing um, into learning about cryptocurrencies, financial literacy, and all that. So yeah, majorly we are doing lots of things, but I'm just going to speak on what we are currently doing in the fast-chain ecosystem, because after after we started on Ethereum um, back in 2021, the market was uh, doing very well, and many people were wanted to learn about cryptocurrencies and all that. So it has been a journey. It has been quite a journey, and yeah, we are majorly involved in telling people or educating people about finance, how they can onboard themselves, uh, also onboarding them into the space. So yeah, I'm just going to give a small history about that, because yeah, it has been quite an experience, because this is grassroots. This is grassroots marketing on the ground. Like, these are people you meet one on one. You explain to them about what these assets are. We explain to them about what, first of all, they need, first of all, to gain that um, experience and confidence to get their money out and invest into cryptocurrencies. So majorly we started back, I can remember back in 2019 when Hex started, when Hex was launched. um, we were involved in explaining to people how they can onboard, how they can exchange their tokens, uh, their money into now the crypto space. Actually, it was quite interesting, because not many people were aware on what happened. So in 2021, when the market uh, was bullish, and actually, you can remember, you guys, when the market was quite uh, bullish, and we were making all time highs and all that. Uh, Back then, it was easy to onboard people, and right now, when the market started going down, and we had all the fast, maybe the people who had bought at all times highs were now selling, and others were waiting also to buy. It seemed like a small correction, but then since then up to now, the market has actually been on a very sharp downtrend. Yeah, so um, I will say it hasn't been like so much easy to tell a person to or telling people these are assets that can make money for them. Yeah, so yeah, it was quite interesting back then, because now the price was going down. Like I can remember in Kenya, it was the thing. People are saying hex is the next thing and all that. I can remember I was even we were printing T-shirts, printing going door to door, telling people about hex and how that would change their lives and all that. But right now, it became now very hard now to explain to people that this is the thing that can change your lives. And we had some difficulties. You see, we were using some exchanges like Binance, local cryptos, and all that. Uh, they were working very easy here in Kenya and generally even Africa, because we were even having friends from Nigeria and other countries like Tanzania and all that, other countries that is. So um, it became like very hard to tell a person like this is the next thing, this is the future and all that. For us, of course, we were in these spaces trying to learn what comes out of this technology. I can remember we were waiting for Richard Hart just to tweet or just to hold the strings that he was explaining to everyone on what is hex and how you can scale into it. Yeah. So yeah, it was very hard, and I can now relate that with right now where we are now having ProveX. Um, I'll skip a bit about the fasting sacrifice and the ProveX sacrifice up to the other day now when we had ProveX ProveX sacrifice late last year, uh, up to now January this year. So it was quite hard to explain to people I can remember it was it was quite expensive. Actually, even right now it is quite expensive because crypto was invented to remove middlemen, and now with exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, local cryptos, they usually like cut a lot of fees, and even that process of onboarding people, or even actually me myself and other crypto gurus, I'll say that it is like you have to have quite some good money so that you can be able to exchange or you move from fiat now to crypto. So uh, we I, you usually find that uh, maybe if you want now to get it to buy like a coin like Pulse, you have to buy Ethereum, and then you buy that is Ether, you buy it, and then now you swap it to Pulse, and that process is quite expensive. In Kenya, you have like to have around uh, 10,000 in Kenya. That is to say around $1,000. Yeah, so it becomes expensive. And now looking at the charts, the market is bearish. So it's very hard to explain to a person that you invest in this crypto, you are going to make money. But then after they have invested the into the asset, you find that they are not making money, because actually your entry is what determines the amount of money that you're going to make. So it has been quite hard. But now with the introduction of ProveX, and I will thank Richard Hart because he does it very easy through the exports and also the streams that he was doing, and even the other streamers abroad, and also here in Kenya. We have several, and it becomes easy now listening to them and at least knowing some of the processes that you can do so that you can be able to onboard yourself or others into the space. So I took that into consideration, and I've been like, if I have a lot of money, I buy a lot of crypto, and I can now sell it to my friends who do not have like quite a lot of liquidity, or I'll say dust, to buy the cryptos. Like, we can even, I usually say, like, you can own crypto worth even $1. Yeah. So when I started that, it was like I was trying to convince my friends, even family, like, you can own crypto worth $1. Like, you don't need to think like getting into crypto, it's so much expensive and all that. So yeah, that's how now we started. But that was around in 2024, 2025. Actually 2025, we have been very active. And I'm saying this because we have a WhatsApp community, and now we had one back then, and right now we are having quite many of them, where if you've onboarded a person and they want now to learn, they get into the WhatsApp community, and they can now be able to ask questions, and they are able to get we take them through the process of exchanging their money from fiat to crypto. Yeah. So it started like that, going to take that seriously. But right now we are seeing a lot of improvement, because the community is growing, and we have even seen other people like gain a lot of knowledge. Actually, it even prompted me now to now. Actually, I was like talking too much, like explaining to people. I have to tell them about Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then I tell them about now in 2021 we had this problem when you couldn't like withdraw your money, because now you can't withdraw your money because it's expensive. So you have to add a lot of another amount to cover for gas fee and all that. And now Palestine came in, like, there was now the sacrifice. Richard Hart like was explaining how that ecosystem would look like, how we would it would be very smart, very efficient. Yeah. And the sacrifice came in. We waited like 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, until it was launched. And of course, we were waiting like to get like a lot of money by then. Like, you see, like, whenever you've been learning about something new, usually expect like quite big, huge amounts. Like, we were waiting maybe to see Ethereum launch at $1, but then it didn't. It launched with a lot of zeros back there. So yeah, that happened. We were disappointed, but at the same time, uh, we were now sure. At least we saw like the good side of it. And Perfect sacrifice came in again. We sacrificed, and I can remember now Pulsex was now quite interesting, because people had seen how Palestine was, where the Palestine sacrifice was, and the opportunity that presented itself back then. and now they had learned like this is a new opportunity, and you can only sacrifice. The only people who sacrifice are the ones who will get now the tokens upfront. Uh, like like if you had sacrificed, you are opportunist. Like you had that opportunity first, and so yeah, I was even getting like on one point, like someone asked, how can I sacrifice for for PulseX? And then I explained to them, and I saw like, oh, so this thing is like you don't limit yourself to who you are explaining to about these digital assets. So uh, and allow me guys just to mix things up, because there's been quite a lot of things happening. Like this thing drove me to go and learn about cryptocurrencies, blockchain and cryptocurrencies. There's a course like on Allison's online courses, like for free. So I learned about that, and I was quite fluent explaining to people in my local dialect, like in Swahili, in Kamba, and all those other languages. So it was easy for me to explain to people, and they would understand. So they sacrificed for PulseX. Now we again waited to see how these things, how the sacrifice, the tokens that we had sacrificed, how they would perform in the now the real market. You see, before it launched, you couldn't trade the tokens, the points, but right now you had the real tokens and you could trade them. Of course, with the little value, you couldn't like get quite so much. You see, like you could get people sacrificing like um 50 $50,000, small amounts, $10,000, $1, especially $1. We could like very many people had sacrifice like the small amounts, and they were expecting like huge amounts, because if you had sacrificed like $10 and then you multiply that by 100, that is in Kenyan money, you are expecting like to get like some good amount. So that didn't happen. And now all this time we have been like waiting to see what will happen. But then majorly what has been like gatekeeping all these and people from uh has been like preventing many people now getting into the spaces, because they haven't been seen now the real value into the existing cryptos, now that is Parsin and Parsex. But then now looking back, I can reflect and see like, you see these tokens, um these tokens really, uh you will find like you need them, but then it is very hard for you to onboard, uh to get onboarded. Okay, if I want to onboard you into the space, I'll tell you now, if you go to Binance, you will need fees. You'll need now to have a certain amount, like roughly uh, $3,000, so that you can be able to withdraw your money from Binance. You understand that not your coins, not your keys, not your coins. So uh, if you do not have, if you have now Binance, you buy, you exchange your Kenyan money to uh, maybe to USDT or whatever, or maybe your Kenyan money to Ethereum. And now you have Ethereum, and once you have Ethereum, you have now to swap it to maybe pasting, and you can't do it on Binance, so you have to take it to send it to maybe MetaMask or Trust Wallet or Token Pocket wallet. So once you've done that, you see now the amount that you had bought, now it's lower again. And yeah, now if you now exchange, if you now swap those coins again, now maybe to Hex or whatever, you find like it was quite expensive. The whole process, it's expensive, real time. Now, now here we are talking about how it is on on real time on the ground whenever a person is getting onboarded. So yeah, Binance uh, Binance really helped, yes, but it is expensive. Now, back into last year, what happened when Richard Hart now was explaining that, he was taking us through the tweets. And I'm saying that because now, whenever Richard Hart tweets, we would now like decode that information, send it to the WhatsApp group or the Telegram group, and then you are now explaining to people, now this is crypto was invented to remove middlemen, and really we do not need now to rely on maybe Binance or now these other exchanges. Like, you it's if I'm dealing with you, if I'm sending you crypto, it is me and you, no like middlemen here between us. So yeah, we learned about ProveX, the zero knowledge proofs. And yeah, it is quite interesting how that is really now working for us, because right now we are anticipating to for the launch of ProveX, and how it is going to now help onboard other people. And right now I can say there's a lot of anticipation, especially among as the youth. As I started, I said, like, I'm involved with communities, and most of the community that I get to interact with are youth, and youth are like open-minded. Like, right now you can see we have the we have AI and all that, so many people like are they hear about crypto and all that. But then maybe when I can give an incident when I introduce myself like a blockchain analyst, because majorly I'm usually like, I analyze for you the crypto asset, and we go into now the technical analysis to see how has this asset been performing, and which is the best entry that you can get into right now. So yeah, now that's now the process of how now we get into to know now this asset is good to invest in. And now for this case, this DeFi, like, you see, decentralized finance is quite interesting, because we have many use cases on it. And we have now we have real DeFi like Hex, because you see, Hex, you can really like invest for a longer period of time, and you can even like help other people to stake. Like, you can even stake for a person and give them the the uh, the stake later. Maybe a brother, maybe your brother or your sister, your mother, because maybe they don't understand about it right now, but later you can give it to them. So yeah, that's majorly like how that process goes on. uh, on like so during these meetings with the youth, we usually like now talk about financial literacy. And one of the things that they are involved in, especially when they are talking about now the local the local financial markets here in Kenya, where they are buying shares, maybe company shares and all that. Now we usually now go again now to these digital assets. I was There was a time back when I was in campus when we were talking about when we were trading forex, foreign exchange, foreign currencies, like trading them. And you see many people, like, yes, they go and they would want now to venture into that, but now when you explain to them about about now crypto, and especially now assets like pulse chain, pulsex, hex, and now provex, like they really see this has a lot of value. And now this has even prompted us now to have like like live streams, and like sometimes usually we do live streams and all that. So about this, we are really like anticipating to see what provex is going to be like. And right now we are anticipating again to see how this provex is going to help other people now to get on board and buy other assets.